A competitive marketplace means managers spend more and more time with marketing research. Marketing is the process of planning and executing the conception, pricing, promotion, and distribution of ideas, goods, and services to create exchanges that satisfy individual and organizational goals. Marketing research then helps managers discover audiences' needs and wants and to determine the best way to meet them. The goal is to attract, satisfy, and retain audiences, both paying consumers and advertisers. A common buzzword in the industry is integrated marketing communication, which is a convergence of marketing, advertising, and public relations. It is the process of using promotional tools in a unified manner so that a synergistic communication effort is created. The goal is to tell the audience a product exists, educate the public about the product, and communicate how it will benefit the audience. Today, markets have shifted from integrated marketing communication to integrated brand promotion in order to build brands, the idea being that the brand itself is what is most important, not the communication about the product. It is the use of various promotional tools in a coordinated manner to build and maintain brand awareness, identity, and preference. For example, it is a combination of websites, contests, point-of-purchase displays, and advertising to raise brand awareness. Take a look at some of this market research data. Imagine yourself as a media manager who is trying to figure out how to reach your target audience. You want to advertise and promote your show, film, or book. Where are you going to go? Where are you going to spend time, money, and resources to get the word out? It would be a major mistake to ignore data such as this and waste your efforts with the wrong medium. If you graduated from our undergraduate program, I know you took a research methods class. If you didn't come from our program, my guess is you still had to take some sort of research course as an undergrad. I've looked at all our peer institutions programs, and they all have some research course. And if you are like many of our students, you asked yourself, or maybe your professor, why do we have to take this course? What does this have to do with making movies or writing for a newspaper? Well, hopefully you are getting the idea why research methods is so important. Here you can see the steps in the research process. Research is a scientific method of inquiry designed to reveal new information to be shared with the world. In order to reveal the new information, you first must know about existing research. You then design your study, taking either a quantitative or qualitative approach, determine who or what you will examine. Next is actually conducting the research, analyzing and calculating the data, and ultimately reporting your findings, either through a publication or through a conference proceeding. We have classes in both qualitative research methods and quantitative research methods. Many of you have taken at least one of these classes, or you will. In qualitative research, marketing research utilizes focus groups, in-depth interviews, and ethnographies. Focus groups are conducted by a moderator with up to 15 individuals answering specific questions. There is room for flexibility as the moderator feeds off the responses and branches off wherever the discussion may lead. Filmmakers and authors often use focus groups as a means of screening their works and getting feedback before the final product is submitted. In-depth interviews are just that. They are interviews with 10 to 15 individuals in your sample that probe deeply to determine knowledge, interest, and emotions. Finally, ethnographies are cultural studies where the researcher observes a group or society and analyzes how they function, make decisions, and work or live together. Qualitative research is a great way to learn why people do what they do or believe what they believe, and how they make decisions. Quantitative research is more concerned with what exists. Therefore, we use carefully constructed questions and ask a sample of our population to respond by ranking, rating, or indicating specific answers, and then using statistics to look for trends. Content analysis is similar to a survey, but instead of asking people to answer questions, the researcher develops codes that he or she believes will be present, and then analyzes text to see if those codes are present. In the media, we utilize research methodologies to examine circulation, readership, advertising, and media content. Knowing and understanding this information allows us to make sound business decisions in order to put the best product or service out there and to sell it in the most effective and efficient manner possible. Basic research is looking at general principles and can be used on a broad level. Applied research, on the other hand, is that research we can put to use to make specific decisions. It includes demographics, psychographics, and geographics. Demographics consider tangible factors regarding people such as age, gender, income, religion, occupational status, zip code, etc. You can find meaningful similarities between people through demographics. Psychographics cluster people by intangible factors such as values, attitudes, lifestyles. You can use psychographics to find new customers, adapt products or services to the customer's tastes, or help advertisers reach those who are most interested in their specific products. Geographics are used to determine who lives in a specific area and why. It also examines movement, including transportation and communication, and human interaction. Why would this be important? Because it helps us understand why kinds or classes of individuals live in a region, if they stay there, and how they interact with their surroundings. If, for example, you want to develop nature programming, you might use geographics to determine where individuals are who would be interested in this type of show and try to penetrate that market. But if they are a very mobile society, you have to be aware that the individuals who like your programming may leave. These are some key terms you need to be aware of. Your chapter explains how to figure these and provides some good examples of their usage. Reach is the number of different or unduplicated households or persons that are exposed to a television program or a commercial at least once during a given time period. Frequency is an average number of times a household or a person viewed a given television program, station, or commercial. Gross rating point is the sum of all rating points achieved for a particular period of time and or schedule of commercials or spots. Share is the percentage of households using television, or HUT, that are tuned in to a specific program at a specific time. Cost per thousand, commonly known as CPM, is what an ad costs for every 1,000 people reached. It is calculated by dividing the cost of the spot by the number of people reached and multiplying by 1,000. Cost per point, or CPP, is what an ad costs for every one rating point. One way we use market research is to determine indices. An index shows the relationship between two percentages. We can take the percent of consumers in a demographic segment divided by the percent of population in the same segment and get an index number that we can compare to other indicators and determine if it is above or below average. Simmons Market Research and MediaMark Research do a lot of this kind of media usage research. They seek brands to identify light, medium, and heavy usage, which in turn allows advertisers and media managers to define a target segment if the audience using demographics, geographics, and media usage habits. An excellent example is given on page 244 of your text. Another example would be our cable channel. We could take a look at media usage using MRI data to determine if viewers are watching sports page on UCM TV. If they are not, but are watching segments on our YouTube channel, we can adjust how we are producing and distributing the show. If you want to take a look at some research firms that look at ratings and media audits, look at these sites to see a bit more about market research. Chances are you'll be utilizing one or more of these someday. Again, this is more in your arsenal. Remember, we are in the entertainment and information business, and knowledge, especially that which helps us produce better media products and distribute them more effectively, is power.